Good morning, grade 6. Welcome back to grade 6 mathematics class. Hope you all are doing great today. So in the previous class, we talked about how we can apply the different things we learned in maths to solve the day-to-day problems that we are faced with. We talked about a 4-step approach to solve the different problems in our day-to-day life. And this 4-step approach was formulated by the famous mathematician George Polya. To remember the steps, the first step is to read and understand what the problem is. Afterwards, you can devise a strategy to solve the problem. Then you work out the strategy or you actually solve the problem, and then you can look back or check whether the problem is solved and if it was done correctly. Now, talking about strategies, which are some common strategies that we can apply to solve problems? One is you can look for a pattern, or you can draw a table, or you can solve a simpler problem similar to the one given to you, or you can even draw a diagram to effectively solve the problem. So these are some of the common strategies that we can use in mathematics to solve different problems. So today, let's see a couple of examples where we can apply these strategies to solve the problems. The first one here, it says, Raghav made a structure using building blocks as shown. How many blocks will be required to make a structure of 10 levels like this? So the first step is to read and clearly understand what is being given to you and what is being asked. So what is given to you? Here it says Raghav made this live structure and he has used building blocks to make this structure. And he has made this into a structure with different levels. So you are asked to find out how many building blocks you will need to make a structure like this which has 10 levels. So what can we do about this? Which strategy we can use here to solve this problem? So let's see here, as we said earlier, the structure has different levels. So here you have the first level. Now this is the second level, this is the third level, and so on. So to make the first level, how many blocks did Raghav use? He used only one block. He requires only one block to make the first level. Now to make two levels, how many blocks are needed here? Let's number the blocks. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Total 3 blocks are needed to make 2 levels. Now what about the number of blocks needed to make 3 levels? Let's number the blocks continuously and find out. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A total of 6 blocks are needed to make 3 levels. So you can see there is a pattern going on. So here looking for a pattern seems to be a good strategy to solve this problem. So now that we understood the pattern, let's make a table. So here we have the number of levels written in the first row of this table, then the number of blocks used in the second row. So when the number of levels is 1, how many blocks are used? Only 1 block is used. So when you have 2 levels, how many blocks are used? You are using 3 blocks there. Now when you have 3 levels for the structure, you are using a total of 6 blocks. Now when you have 4 levels, you are using a total of 10 blocks, and when there are 5 levels, you are using a total of 15 blocks. Now observe the 2 rows of this table given here. Can you relate the number of levels and the number of blocks used in any way? See, observe these numbers. See, when the number of levels is 2, the total number of blocks used is the level number plus the number of blocks used till that level. So that would be 2 plus 1. Now, when the number of levels is 3, the total number of blocks used is the level number plus the total number of blocks used till then. So that would be 3 plus 3, 6. Now, when the number of levels is 4, the total number of blocks used is the level number plus the number of blocks used till then, which is equal to 4 plus 6, that is 10. Now see, number of levels is 5, number of total blocks used is equal to the level number plus the total number of blocks used till then, that is 5 plus 10, which is equal to 15. If so, can you tell the number of blocks used when there are 6 levels? So that would be this 6 plus 15, which is 21, Now when the number of levels is 7, the number of blocks will be 7 plus 21, that would be 28. Here it would be 8 plus 28, which is equal to 36. And here when it is the 9th level, you will be using 9 plus 36, 45 blocks. And when there are 10 levels, you will be using a total of 10 plus 45, which is equal to 55 blocks. So to make a live structure with 10 levels, Raghav will be using 55 building blocks. So right now we have solved this problem. So this is one way of problem solving. Here we applied the strategy of making a table. We first looked for a pattern and then we created or drew a table to solve this problem. So that was one example. Now let's see a different example. So here the second question. It says, in a quiz competition, 10 points are awarded for each correct answer and 5 points are reduced for each wrong answer in a particular round. Each team was asked to answer 10 questions in this round. If a team scored 55 points in the round, find out how many questions they answered correctly. So first things first, read and clearly understand the problem given to you. What is given to you? So there is this quiz competition and there are different rounds in this competition. Now for each correct answer, that team will get 10 points. So each correct answer will give them a score of 10 points. Now they were supposed to answer a total of 10 questions. So the total score will be 10 into 10, 100. Now if a team scored 5 points in the round, find out how many questions they answered correctly. So the total score will be 100 if all the questions were answered correctly. So if one answer is wrong, 5 marks will be reduced from the total score they earned. So here we are asked to find out the number of questions a team answered if they actually scored a total of 55 points. Now what can we do here? Let's draw a table which shows each possible combination of correct and wrong answers. So here we have a table. The first row says the number of correct answers. If the total number of correct answers equal to 10 and the number of wrong answers is 0, that means if a team answered all the 10 questions correctly, they will get a total of 10 questions into 10 marks, which is equal to 100. That's what we have here, 100. So if the number of correct answers equal to 10, then number of wrong answers is 0 and the point scored will be 100. Now, if a team answers 9 questions correctly, what would be their score? They would get 9 questions into 10 marks, which is equal to 90 marks. Now, if they answered 9 questions correctly and 1 wrong, then 5 marks would be reduced from their total score. So that would be 90. The total marks they scored 90 minus 5 and their score will be equal to 85. So when there are 9 correct answers and 1 wrong answer, the score will be 85 marks. Now when there are 8 correct answers and 2 wrong answers, what would be the score? Now when 8 questions are answered correctly and 2 answered wrong, the total will be 80 minus 10. 80 means 8 into 10 and 10 means 2 wrong answers means that's a reduction of 10 marks, 2 into 5 marks. So 80 minus 10 would be 70. Now when 7 questions are answered correctly and 3 wrong, the score will be 55. When 6 answered correctly and 4 went wrong, that would be a score of 40 for the team and so on. Now here in the question we are given this particular team scored a total of 55 points. If so, how many questions were answered correctly by them? So from the table we can easily find out the answer. We can see that if a team has to score 55 points, they have to answer 7 questions correctly. So from this table we identified the solution to the problem given to us. So this is also another example where we can use a table to solve a problem. So I hope these 2 examples are clear to you. Now you can go through these 2 examples given in your textbook, which is given from page number 249. Now once you are done with that, you will be ready to work out the questions 1, 2 and 3 of the exercise given at the end of this chapter. And it is given in page number 252. So I hope it is clear to you. Let's meet in the next class with a few more examples. Till then, bye.